Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you, and welcome back to another noodle taste test. This one's a bit of an accident. A little while back, I'll put a link down below. I tasted wide sweet potato noodles that I found at my local Chinese market. I bought a bunch of them, and I opened another one over the weekend to have one, and I was shocked because I had never seen anything like it before. So I saved it so I could taste it on camera for you so you can experience this with me. It is this pack of noodles. And it says sweet potato noodles with barbecue seasoning. And sweet potato noodles, if you're not familiar with them, have a wonderful chewy, stretchy texture. Really, really love that chew. And especially if you're like me, I've become sensitive to wheat, so I really miss a good chewy noodle. There are plenty of noodle replacements, namely rice, but it doesn't have that great kind of chewiness that comes with even a good instant noodle. But sweet potato offers that really great chewiness, even stretchier and bouncier than a wheat gluten normal noodle. They're a little bit different, they're transparent, and when they're not cooked, they often have a kind of grayish color. It's kind of shocking, but the texture is incredible. So I was excited to have this over the weekend, but then I opened it and I was just absolutely shocked because I'd never seen noodles like this before. Noodles? It just says sweet potato noodle with barbecue seasoning. This is a sheet. This is a gray sheet. Rock hard. Isn't that incredible? So rice does a similar thing. When it cools down, it gets very, very hard. And this is no different. Sweet potato does a similar thing until you heat it up. And when you heat it up, it softens beautifully. But look at this. Isn't that wild? It almost looks like a sheet of plastic, but it's sheets, several sheets. This is 2 servings. So how many sheets are here? 5, so 2.5. I think there are 6 in here. So maybe 3 sheets per person, per serving. And it is very hard. And how is this cooked? I want to know. I've never seen anything like this before. So let's find out. In the package also includes 2 of these. They look to be the same. Some kind of powder. And 2 of these. They're not labeled, and they both feel squishy. Since it's 2 servings, I'm guessing it might be the same. It feels like there's some chunkage in there. So some kind of flavoring or seasoning. Now, another reason why I wanted to film this is that I read the instructions and they're a little bit perplexing. So I thought it might make for an interesting Emmy Eats episode. It says, number 1, open the bag and take 1 piece in the plate. No need to soak. So I'm assuming they mean this. And then it says brush oil on the pan or grill. So I guess you can grill it, which makes sense because it says barbecue seasoning. Add a layer of spicy sauce to the sweet potato noodle. Turn it over when bubbling. Okay, since I'm inside and I don't have a barbecue grill, let's grab ourselves a pan. Now these noodles can be a little bit sticky, so I'm gonna opt for a non-stick pan. So whenever I do a video, I like to do a little bit of research. I like to know a little bit of what I'm talking about. And I was able to find a little video about this style of noodle. And it explains this picture. So this picture shows skewers, and the noodles look to be skewered. There are no skewers included in this bag, but in the little video I saw, the noodle is cooked on a pan, the stuffings are placed inside, and then a skewer is used to kind of lace up the noodle so that you can eat it and keep the filling inside. Absolutely makes sense. Another method of cooking this besides doing it on a pan is over some charcoal on a grill, which I think would add a lovely smokiness to it. But since we're inside, we're gonna go with the pan. All right, now let's turn this on. I'm gonna put on medium heat and grab a plate with a skewer. I've got a few skewers here. And let's get some oil and a brush. So I'm gonna let the pan heat up before I add any oil. And let's open the package of noodles, shall we? Doesn't really smell like much at all. Wow, and they're so hard. What an interesting material. Okay, so it's hard to get out. So I'm gonna, wow, look at this. So here are the noodles. I've opened the package. Look at that. Look at that, isn't that wild? Looks like a sheet of plastic, look. It even peels up like a plastic. Wow. Wow. Look at that. So it's transparent. Put it to the light and it kind of glows. This is so interesting. Look at this. Isn't it incredible? Look, it's huge. It measures how many inches? Like 6 inches by 7.5 inches. Look at that. It's so amazing. And it's like perfectly rectangular. Look at that. This is food. How beautiful. Wow. Alrighty, so let's cook it. I'm gonna add some oil. I'm gonna brush this around so it doesn't stick. And reduce that heat and place our, wow, look at that. Look at it. It's dancing around. Wow. Okay, now I'm supposed to turn these over. Whoa. And it's bubbly on this side. Oh, don't touch. Okay, okay, okay. Look at it. It's gotten all pockmarked and bubbly. And the consistency's really changed. It's a lot more flexible. Now I'm gonna flip this over. Oh my gosh, it's so cool looking. Look how blistered it's gotten. Wow. Now we're supposed to season this. Sprinkle 3 minutes and sprinkle with chili powder. It's definitely been 3 minutes. It says to your own personal taste. So I'm gonna go light on this because I don't want it to be, you know, way too hot. Oh, I can smell it already. It smells great. It smells nice and chilied. Okay. And then turn it over. Put some on this side. It smells a little bit like Sichuan pepper too. And then we're gonna add some of this, which is the sour radish millet sauce, it says. It's a sour radish millet spicy. Not sure what that means. Oh, it smells spicy. Ooh, look at that. Okay. Spread that in the middle. I don't know how spicy this is, so I'm just gonna put that much to start. Now what we're supposed to do, it doesn't say this, but in the videos I saw what it can do to make it easier to eat is you roll it up. I want you to see this up close. It's so cool. Look at that. See how toasted that is? Wow. It smells fantastic. I'm gonna put my glove on, so now we're gonna just thread it like we're threading a big piece of fabric or something. Up and down. I could imagine this as a street food just because of its portability and skewer nature. Lovelies, if you've had this before, let me know. Look at that. Wow. So, lovelies, we went from this to this. Absolutely incredible. Look at this. Look, from that to this. So, so cool. Alrighty, let's give this a taste. Itadakimasu. Wow. I love it. It's so great. The texture is wonderfully chewy. Mmm. Mmm. So hot. Mmm. Mmm. It's stretchy and bouncy. It just has a wonderful chewy texture, but the flavor is phenomenal too. It's salty and umami, definitely has some MSG in there, and packed with chili. It has a little bit of Sichuan peppercorn in it, so it's got a little bit of that mala numbing effect that's starting to happen, and it tastes, which gives the effect of kind of a mentholated sensation, as if you're simultaneously having your tongue cooled and heated. It's definitely chilied, so there's a spicy note to it, but it's not just a burning spicy. It's a burning spicy along with that kind of tongue numbing, expanding feeling. Like your tongue feels like it's kind of oscillating and swelling in the most pleasant way. It's salty. Mm. Mm. Mmm. The sensations and flavors I was just describing, I think, are mostly come from that chili powder. Now that I bit into the middle, I'm tasting the millet pickle combination, and that is delicious. It's savory and very complex flavors. Savory, salty. It reminds me a little bit of fermented black beans, and it has a really strong savory flavor to it. The flavor is not fermented black beans, but it reminds me of that in terms of its intensity of kind of a salty umami flavor. I'm trying to detect any sourness. So good. So besides the wonderful, delightful, playful, chewy texture, what I find really surprising and delightful about this is the layers of chili heat and smokiness. Because of the way we cook the noodle, by allowing it to fry up and bubble up, it has a nice kind of smoky fried flavor to it. And it goes so nicely with all of those layers of heat. That powerful chili heat along with that mala mentholated heat and just a chili flavor. It's delicious. Love, love, love. So good. I've never had anything quite like this in terms of texture before. The little kind of bubbly bits that happen when we fry this reminds me a little bit of roasted Chinese pork. And in fact, it is quite meaty in texture without being meaty at all. This is completely vegetarian. So delicious and surprising and fun. I would definitely buy this again. And I do have to say it is a bit messy, and it's almost easier not to eat it with a skewer. So great. Love it. Alrighty, my lovelies, there you have it. Chinese sweet potato noodles with barbecue seasoning. If I find it online for purchase, I'll put a link to it down below. Alrighty, my lovelies, thanks as always for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye! Oh my gosh, I'm so making another one.